Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry, I was just sending some screenshots from my Discord. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Kevo? Mangekko Kevo. Good morning, Mel, King Carnage, Eric Fitz. Good morning, Kevo again. Good morning, Deuce. Maddie, Sandollar, E, Leland, Christian, Jeff, Maddie. Good morning, everybody. Maddie Clams and Maddie Ice. Morning, took 10 points in pre-market pump, and now I only see weakness. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the morning, like the first, like from here to here looks really good, but from open to here is just like meh. So we're gonna see what's up. Struggling with pre-market high. Here, I'll draw little arrows so people don't ask. We'll do this. Activate. Arrow up. And then we'll do duplicate. Change direction, arrow down. And we won't do all that. I don't want to confuse people. That'd be the initial breakout though. Now price action does look better the longer it holds this area. So if you see higher lows later on, hold that. That could also be a play. If you see them crack under this, don't just take the open range breakout. Look for lower highs under this area. But that is essentially the game plan for the chart of the day. I wasn't going to stream today, but I had a bunch of meetings this morning. All of them canceled. So here I am. Good morning, Creator Trades, Fantastic John, D-Touch, John G, Susan. Good morning, good morning. But you can see the levels are pretty clear cut today. Right now we're fighting, well, we just broke under today's open, but we're fighting the pre-market high. We just rejected it. Good morning, Kim. Aloha, SF. Good morning, VC. If you don't have meeting, we can play marbles too. Y'all need marbles. What makes you so busy? New projects in the making? Well, I wasn't busy the weeks leading up to this. I was just taking a break because if I didn't, I probably wouldn't want to be here even more. And there's a bunch of things going on in your life. I didn't want to be here. But no, today was just meetings for other things, and I just happened to have those canceled. Look at the 15-minute. PMH is also 50% CP of previous day high to previous day low. That's scary. Is that really how that lines up? Previous day high to previous day low. That's scary. I didn't even notice that. Good looks. Riot, runner out at 95% gain, sitting at cash now. Damn, good eye. He just replies, yeah. Breaking today's open with strength on the previous candle. This candle right here is probably 95% sellers at the very least. Pretty strong pullback. Taking a screenshot from my trade floor. Good job, Maddie. I was just about to say, I hope I see some game plans in here. I like to see what you're posting here, Maddie. Good stuff. I like this. You're visualize. This is exactly like everyone's always like, why is this guy so good at trading? Why is this guy so good at trading? Why is this person so good at trading? Because that person visualizes. I promise you, when some of these good traders go to sleep, they're still visualizing in their sleep. When they wake up, they're visualizing. When they look at the charts, they're visualizing. People who are good at trading don't sit here and think about, oh, how can I make $1,600 today? How can I make $200? They're not sitting here thinking about money. They're sitting here thinking about the visualization practice they've been going through. Gotta visualize before you do it. Good looks though on that chart. I like that a lot. Now the question is, do buyers show up and we start to see some base building here over the next, 10, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe longer than that for all we know? Do we see sellers bring this back down more and give us more sign of like, all right, there's a lot of weakness showing up on the chart, or what? Also good to remind yourself that zooming out is going to save you a lot of pain. You'll see we're still holding support, so there's no need to freak out just yet. I know it's easy to zoom in on the smaller time frames and be like, wow, that's a lot of pain that we're about to experience. No, it's not. Definitely just wait. Right now we're an inside bar on the daily time frame, so it's really not anything special yet until we get an actual break of something. So don't freak out if you think that a lot of movement has already occurred this morning. You haven't missed anything. Don't worry. Don't worry. Plenty of movement left. I'm actually gonna go to today. Now we'll do this. I'll zoom in. Trying to leave this open so you guys see the pre-market real quick. Just the high and low. Maybe in like 10 minutes I'll turn that off. We just focus on the black part of the chart so we can see it a lot better. But right now there is a nice doji here. Buyers are definitely able to pop up here. This isn't impossible for them. Maybe they're going for a retest under today's open. If we get a break over that, that might show a better sign of like, okay, hey, buyers are trying to show up a little bit more so than just rejecting. So we'll see if they get back over that today's open. Maybe even try their hand at getting over pre-market high again. But a rejection here under today's open would be a bad sign for buyers. A push over this would be a great sign for buyers. Just type in that current day open and pre-market high or key levels above 507.50 and pre-market low or key levels below current price. Oh, good stuff, creator. I was just reviewing what you were talking about there. One thing I want to give you is that I feel like that's a little risky because you're doing it right at the open. But I do like what you were going for. I like that you saw a good pattern recognition, a good pattern rejecting a good area, not just, some random stuff. So that was good. That was very clean. I am going to remind you that it's the very beginning of the day. So be very careful, but that was beautiful. Good stuff on your trade. I think you said he got, 23% on that move down. That's crazy. Do you buy options with which has a big spread? Please let us know when you get a chance. What option are you buying that has such a big spread? Because if you're trading SPY, that shouldn't be a problem. But the best thing you can do, VC, I'll give you some just straight up vague, just bland advice, is focus on buying a limit order, so you can actually mess with what your average is. If you're going to get into a large spread, you don't want to be that person that just clicks market order, because I'll tell you this, they're going to give you the most slippage in the world. You're going to already be down a couple dollars per contract upon entry, not even actually seeing any movement yet, and that's just because of the spread. You're being taken advantage of on the spread. So if you ever do that, make sure you do a limit order. You do a locked limit order, and you put what price you want to get in at. So you're not going to get the cheapest. You don't want the most expensive, right? So what can we aim for? About the halfway point, maybe even a little under the halfway point. If price is moving in the opposite direction, if price, if you're getting a call and the spread's moving up because the price is moving up, you're probably going to be buying towards the top half of that spread. So it just kind of depends what scenario it is you're buying or in which you're, trading. But that's how I would approach that. Do a locked limit order. But genuinely, if you're trading like SPY or Triple Q or IWM or something with a lot of liquidity and movement in it, you really shouldn't have to worry about something like that. But I know a lot of people who take advantage of those large spreads because they can buy them cheap, and then some small movement in their direction moves that spread, and sometimes with that momentum on their side, they're able to sell to the higher side of that larger spread that you're seeing. And they're able to make money with small movement. Good job, Linwood. I see a few of you guys posting the 50% fib and the pre-market high. Good stuff. I see a few of you kind of finding that on your own. That's pretty cool. And yeah, we do have a little bit of a buyer move on the last candle. This candle is kind of confirming some of that buyer confirmation of that little dip to the downside. Why I say that is you have a really nice wick at a buyer area and then a green candle. So if we can get a continued green candle here or a couple more to pair with it, that'd be a very good sign to add on top of that wick that held a support. So you have a little bit of buyer presence. Right now we're looking for more buyers to show up. That makes sense. Leland said, and if you are looking at something with wide spreads, consider not looking at it. Good morning, beautiful people. Carter Prop Street said, good morning. Microsoft weak from the open. Wasn't right at the open, 17 minutes in. I know, but that's the first. You just said it wasn't right at the open. He just said check the 15-minute. In 17 minutes, that would be the first candle. So yes, that is right at the open. That's the very first candle. So yes, that is right at the open. It doesn't matter that you're 17 minutes into the open. If you're trading a 15-minute chart, that's your first candle. That's right at the open. I'm just warning you that that's very early on in the day, and if you're going to go off just one candle at one level, you're going to experience pain. And it worked for you this time, but I want you to know that in the future. There's nothing wrong with what you did. I'm just saying it's early on in the morning. It's very, very early to be saying I'm trading off of an inverted hammer at pre-market high. / today's open. Just added to my point. Ooh, good job, Nikki, on ARM. It looks like you traded. And honestly, guys, right here would be a great spot to see some settling. So if you want to see buyers show up here, you want to see some boring ass price action show up. This is what you want for buyers. You need this for buyers. For sellers, they're going to want to maintain rejection under today's open for just kind of initial pressure. And then you're going to want to see them break under the 507.75, 507.50s area to really show up a little bit more towards the lower part of the pre-market range, which still doesn't really get them out of the water yet. They still have pre-market low to deal with, but that would be your initial confirmation for who has control of what. I am going to turn off this extended hour stuff now. We're just going to watch the clean chart, but I hope some of the look of pre-market gives you a little bit of help there so you see what we're trading. I like BA trade floor. Oh, good luck. BA said BA holding current day open after previous day's long lower wick doji. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Kind of what SPY's doing, except it didn't fall under today's open. BA is holding above, which is a great sign. That's one reason I haven't turned into a super bull yet on the SPY chart, because of us being under today's open. We haven't really closed over it yet. That's the main reason, at least on the 5-minute. I'm sure on the 1, the 2, the 3-minute, a lot of you guys look at those smaller time frames. You have seen pushes over today's open. We have not seen that on the 5-minute, which is just kind of a good initial confirmation for buyers, in my opinion. We do not have that still. And Apple and Microsoft are still trending down to some PA here. All right, y'all have heard me talk about this 100 times over. We're going to come back to it. We're going to go through a couple of their charts and just look through and see what the hell's going on. Looks like Tech is also battling their base of their previous day lows. SPX is just basing. We're not really seeing anything crazy on that part. Small caps are flying, by the way. Don't ever say small caps are boring. They'll hit you right back. 10 years up. The dollar is trying to go up after gapping down. Apple getting some life finally after falling through the floor. Microsoft still just kind of holding through the floor after falling more. Horrible momentum for Microsoft. Nvidia has a really good chance of basing here. They're still above previous day close, but really good push under today's open, and then a little bit of a midterm retest rejection so far. I could see that without even drawing the fib. AMD started very well above the 178.50. Looks like they went up to 180, stopped, came back down, broke under not just today's open, but also 178.49, the 178.50 area. And now they're inside of the previous day low range that we're kind of looking at. Not really the lows of it, but the bigger area we were looking at. Oh, no, that is the lows. I'm looking at the chart wrong. Tesla, really insane move up to supply on the bigger time frame here. Or, sorry, the 5-minute, but my levels are from the bigger time frame. Amazon, nothing to say there, nothing to say there. Meta can do really bad if it holds under previous day lows. Just understand that. If you look at the bigger time frame on the weekly and the daily, thank you Leland for posting that, by the way, then that can get going very well. So just make sure you're watching under previous day lows right now. Google's already made their move, and that's the same sector ticker right there, so could see Meta be down another 2% from where they currently are. Coin, insane job. I actually posted this as a breakout play above 170s. I'm a little surprised to be seeing it at almost 180 already, considering we've only been here for 31 minutes. Here, I'll read out my plan word for word. It says, above 170, target 171.50 and 173. See, I'm going for like bland targets. I would have said 175, 177.50, but I wouldn't have gone as far as saying 180. Here we are in 32 minutes already hitting 180 basically. That's pretty crazy. Alright, let's go back to the SPY chart. I'm bored of looking at the other stuff now. If you guys have any other tickers you want me to look at, just let me know. Please give me a little bit extra too. Let me know like what are you looking at, or what time frame. Give me some context here. One thing is for sure, though, I would keep my eyes on weights because discretionary is holding to the higher side. Banks are also holding to the higher side. It's really just tech out of our major sectors here that have brought us down and are holding support right now. So, I mean, things can get worse here, but I would wait to see, you know, is it under previous day close? Is it under the previous day low? Because you can see there's still a lot of room here where more pain could be had, as well as more buyers could hold 205.20s, build pressure back up towards today's open. And then you go back to the SPY chart, next thing you know, we're up, you know, 0.25%. So we'll see. But I'm not going to lie, that doesn't look as bad as it could. I'm actually going to post that XLK chart. This is kind of our make or break, in my opinion. And yeah, Oxy getting a really nice move in the very early morning part of today. If you go out to the daily, you can actually see this isn't unwarranted. They are holding a pretty good area with a higher low after propping themselves up. So if you go from where they broke out from to where they broke out to, are they holding? They are. They're holding the halfway point as well as the golden pocket. So they're still bullish until we get a good close under 59.50. If you get a good push over 61, this could launch the back up to the recent highs over here of 62. If you get a push over 62, I would start aiming for 65. But that is a very nice chart right now. Good looks. Saw a few of you post that, and I know Daffy's probably busy right now, but we all know he's watching that. AMD bouncing at that inside bar level, 175. PanW had a nice 5% breakout. Liking calls it close over open. SPY drops will drag MU. Mel, don't be biased. Make sure you're looking at other tickers that are related to MU, not just SPY. I think I can see you're in MU puts and you're probably hoping for SPY to bring it down. Please also look at some other individual tickers that are revolved around MU. SPY is holding the GP from low of day to the high of that move. Good looks creator. That's actually a very strong call out. Hi Strem. What's up, Jack? Roku looking bullish, breaking IB on the daily. GE, evidently I missed a very strong shift on this puppy. SPY doesn't want to leave at 508. Yeah, no, SPY buyers are doing a great job at doing what I said earlier, building base, because right here is the place to do it. If they're going to do that boring, ugly, just basing type price action, it's going to be here, and then you can get a very good move, a surged move up through 508.60s, and then maybe we'll get a good buyer move into the 510s for all we know. So losing today's open wasn't really the end of the world today. It was just kind of an initial trigger of like, hey, sellers are here. So, not letting buyers take it right at the open. And yeah, Tesla's flying. Here's my levels for that chart in case you want me to zoom out. I just have the recent stuff here. I have nothing crazy. But it's pushing into recent supply. You have further out supply from short term here before hitting the 204.60s. It's a very good sign for the market that Tesla is continuing higher, even with that little bit of weakness in some of our tech stocks, like Apple here trying to show signs of life off 181. Same for Microsoft at 408. So, I mean, buyers are trying to show that they're still here. It's just not really doing much. Again, I would focus that XLK chart that I just posted. I said the tech chart XLK is at a crucial spot. Since then, we've gotten another hammer. That's 2 hammers in a row, sitting at 205.20. So, very good sign. It's exactly what I was talking about earlier with the basing, and it doesn't matter if it's ugly or not. Here it comes. Get that 50860. Yeah, makes sense. I know you get it, Kevo. I know you're already on the same page. Some people will look at your trades, Kevo, and they'll be like, "Oh, I think he was earlier. I think he's just guessing." Like, I look at your trades and I'm like, "No, I can see Kevo as a confident trader." Like, sometimes a confident trader is going to be early, sometimes they're going to be late. Like, it's not always about timing. You know, sometimes it's just about getting in to get in, you know, like knowing that you're so confident in what you're seeing or knowing that you've seen this a million times beforehand. Like, just having that repetition practice gives you a different edge than the average trader. So I know Kevo, you especially, you've been around a long time in here. I know you have no problem, you know, expressing what you're thinking or jumping into trades without really expressing your confirmation. Just knowing, okay, yeah, this is what I look for. This is what I like to see, because you've seen it before. It's muscle memory to you at this point. That's good. That's exactly what we want to aim for. I know a lot of you guys see Kevo in there too. You know, you'll notice it, but definitely pay attention to some of these more vetted traders in my chat. A lot of them do give a shit about you. It's just about you listening or not. I got into 100 comments at open. Their self-driving beta looks so good. Tesla all the way, baby. That's what Tobias said. It looks like he's very happy with the Tesla self-driving beta. Wi-Fi's out here, so no trading for me, but wanted to come say hi. What's up, Taylor? How you doing? Sorry to hear that your Wi-Fi is out. That sucks. But thank you for coming over and supporting the stream. Appreciate you. Spy doesn't want to lose that 508. Are we going to be saying that all day today, Kev? That's what it feels like. Good signs of life above today's open again. We'll see if this one withstands, or is this going to be another rejection that just comes back down? Will we get some basing? If it breaks, we'll see. What is everyone in the stream looking at? Are you guys looking at a particular stock? Are you guys looking at Coinbase? Are you watching Tesla? Are you watching SPY with us and just kind of monitoring the market as a whole? Are you looking at tech? Are you focused on small caps? What are you guys looking at? I want to know what everyone's looking at. I know Mel's looking at... Let's look at MU. Sorry, Mel. Should have looked at it when you said it. Mel's like, damn straight you should have. I'm going to rechart it because I don't even know what any of this is. Real quick, because I have no idea what I'm looking at. Let's chart the monthly emerging candles. Well, that was it. Okay. I'm actually going to do a halfway point then. Let's cheat. I call it cheating, but it's just called being efficient, called doing it the right way. Go to the daily. That's not the all-time high, right? Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay, so we'll focus on the all-time high, which would be here. And then I'm really going to try to look at where did this fall from? It fell from here. So I want to go to the open of the last green candle of that move, including my all-time high still as well. Therefore, I can call this the all-time high supply. That'll be a good focus for the future. So let's look over here. Not really an easy one to grab here. I would have loved to have seen a better green candle there for us to grab a supply, because that's a good lower high supply. Let's just see what we got over here, though. Let's see what it looks like. We'll just focus on recent price action. So before this really started tanking down, which is about right here, I would say this is the high, and this is the open of the last green candle before this really started falling. So we're going to include that. Because again, that's how we like to draw our supplies. And if you want to add this to 2025, awesome. If you just want to add it to a couple weeks later, awesome. You don't have to do any of that. But right now, that's what MU is rejecting. So that's actually a very good sign, Mel. That's a very good sign for you, because I believe you are bearish on this. Are you not? I believe you're bearish on this, which this is a great sign as of right now. Now, if the day closes like this, Mel, you should be very happy with this. As long as, of course, it stays under this area. You can even set some side risk a little further up on this based on a different time frame. But based on just the daily, this looks really good. I would say this is a good initial sign of life for sellers here. If you can get some continued rejection or even a further break of 88, that would be a kind of add-on to that initial confirmation. But good looks. This is looking great for a potential breakdown. I can see exactly why you like it. Creator said AMD. Where am I looking? I need to move AMD on my list. AMD looks good too. They got some nice basing here so far. Nothing crazy. I mean, nasty fall into today's open and the 178.49, which I believe is pre-market low or high. I can't remember. But either way, price fell down. They held inside of the previous day low demand, which is where a buyer area is. And right now you have a potential higher low stepping in, which is a great sign of life for buyers on that AMD smaller intraday time frame. Potential higher lows here on SPY as well, off of the same area. Let's get fired now. It's a great sign of no going below. Exactly, Kevo, I agree. He said it'll touch 509 today and perhaps reject. Who knows, man? By the time it's at 509, if they have a good established sign of life here, because honestly, this is a good buildup of energy. So if they do get a close over this area, that might actually send them to the higher 509s, like you're saying, maybe even closer to 510. Just because of this, just because of the small move here. People think that that doesn't matter, but it might give it the energy it needs. We'll see, though. Could also give sellers the energy to break support and push towards 506s. So we'll look and see which one's doing well. But right now, buyers are definitely looking a lot more promising here. We just need more signs of life. Scott's looking at SPY and Tesla. VC said, looking for something weekly, not daily. Sandollar said, PayPal, I just got into calls in this puppy. Mark first strike date, wanting it to hold over 60 before scaling into more calls. Kem said, I'm in Ulta looking for all-time high. Aren't we all? Man, this thing's been pumping. I haven't looked at this in a minute because, well, this is the last time we looked at it, was back here. Nice move, though. I know a lot of guys in my chat took advantage of this. Aloha, Noxta, I know those two especially took advantage of the Ulta analysis based up from Noxta's point of view. It was a really good breakdown from the team as a whole. A lot of those Lifetime guys have been working together on finding that. Yo, good eye, Valdora. These are the kind of DMs I love to get, man. I am out. Cheers. Happy week, everyone. See you later, Tobias. Man, Gecko. Man. Mike said, oh, dang, what's up? Stream on. Yeah, my bad. I had meetings and then I didn't. Now we're here. Unite like the Unite like Voltron with the shoulder missiles. Kevo says bear trap candle. My bad, I'm on the wrong chart. Go back to SPY. Alright, let's see what we do here. Do we get some basing or we're about to break down? Yeah, definitely be sure to drop a like on today's stream. Sharing the stream around helps as well. Guys, who all here has access? If you have a colored name or you have any kind of colored name in my Discord, YouTube or Discord, colored names. If you have a color, you have access to the weekly watch list. Make sure to go click on that. There's a video in there. I also tried to make it short and sweet. I didn't type a bunch. I just tried to be straight to the point on this weekly watch list because I want you guys to get straight to the exciting stuff. But yeah, definitely check out the weekly watch list if you have not already. The video in there is called Charting All-Time Highs. I know this is something some of you guys struggle with or just have a hard time wrapping your mind around because it is kind of a weird topic. It's not something we experience all the time. Making new highs and then what do you do after that? What am I supposed to look at? That video covers exactly what is the most important things to watch, as well as what else kind of the extras around that. Not just marking those in between fibs, but also the extra psychological levels. But I hope you guys enjoy that. video. I made that just for that weekly watch list, just because I wanted it to be special. I wanted to have something that kind of applied more information around a certain topic, not just saying it. And yeah, sellers are looking pretty strong here on that second rejection. See, this was the first one, and then they built some base, and it was looking okay. But now that they're rejecting here again, definitely another sign of life from sellers. So we'll see, do they get more triggering here? Because right now they're still holding this little higher low trend right here. I'm kind of watching this. You don't have to draw this, but you should be watching this angle right now. That is definitely going to probably pop to the downside. Just based off the fact we broke this once. Held pretty well with buyers, rejected again. Very strong sign of life from sellers again. So showing, hey, we could probably get a new low soon. But we'll see. They're still holding the demand of previous day low, so we can't really, guess. Looking forward to more of the lifetime content you're putting together, boss. Yeah, I have a couple things planned. I want to do the course thing we talked about. I want to do a couple other streams talking more regarding to the swing trading stuff, because I know a lot of the guys in there just want to focus on that and get some more info on that as well. And not just watch videos. I know I could probably link people in there 30 hours of videos, but I'm not going to do that. I would rather give them a live breakdown, and then maybe if they want to check out extra content like those videos, they can. Just to kind of have an extra resource, I guess. But yeah, I got a couple things planned. I have one thing planned for premium too. I was supposed to already have made this video. I'm gonna make it today. But it was about going over your game plan and stuff, because some people just are so good at drawing the levels and making sense of like getting the information on the screen, but then it's like their brain just like stops them right there, and there's like an invisible barrier where they just can't make a game plan regarding those levels they just drew. Looking at like SPY today, it's pretty obvious that we're looking for a break of pre-market low, pre-market high. But there's other things on here as well, and you can mention those. But that's what I'm talking about, like being able to go over the game plan. And is coin up 10%? The fuck? Hold up, well, I'm not even. What? AMD, good signs of life by buyers, not just getting one big green candle, but also building a second higher low and another big green candle. Now, they haven't really got anywhere because they didn't get the today's open or the pre-market high or pretty much any of the levels above them, but that is a good sign that buyers are somewhat present. If SPY could do that, that'd be a very good sign for them off of the 507.80s. You think AMD could have another inside day? Let me look. You got to remember too that AMD is also kind of dealing with like all the other earnings that are happening around semiconductors, so it's not really AMD's fault that it's still here. That might also be playing some part into it, but yeah, no, it could definitely do a second inside day. Considering the first one was so large, the second could definitely occur. But I'm not going to sit here and say that yet. It hasn't even been an hour yet in the day. I know I said that about Spy. I probably shouldn't have, but it's just good to visualize those things beforehand. So when it does happen, you're not like, oh my God, Spy's an inside day or AMD's an inside day. Like, you just instantly are like, okay, I'm taking that information in. You're processing it instead of, reacting to it. But no, it's good to kind of be preemptive like you are, looking at that and just kind of knowing like what it could or couldn't be in the future. CLSK up 20%. Hut is up 10%. Mike is calling it out like crazy. Riot is up 11%. Good call out, Sandollar. Monster earnings this week. Good looks, Carter. He said, sounds great. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I've been kind of slow on it, but it's just because, mixing and streaming, it's like I don't want to do a Lifetime event and then not give it my all. Like, if I do something for Lifetime, I want to give 120%. I don't want to give some half-ass breakdown. I'm pretty serious about my quality control when it comes to my videos, my streams, stuff like that. I'm not joking. You go through pretty much all of my streams. I'm talking nonstop, going over things, but I'm not just going over dumb stuff. Like, we're going over things that regard to our system. Whereas if you go watch other streamers, like, they're going to be sitting there talking about stuff they don't even actually talk about. They'll be sitting there going over like fibs, but you never see them trade fibs. They'll sit there and go over demand, but you've never seen them talk about zones before. It's like, what the hell's going on here? It's just because they're talking to talk. They're not actually talking about anything that regards to their strategy or what they're focused on or anything. And that's really how you got to treat this stuff. You got to keep yourself in the zone. I know that's a weird way of putting it, but like, keep yourself in the mindset. Keep yourself in that tempo. Always thinking about, okay, this is what's next. This is what can happen for buyers. This is what can happen for sellers. Just kind of thinking ahead and just saying it to yourself, making it a reality is a good way of kind of alerting yourself, hey, if this happens, react this way. If this happens, react this way. Having that preemptive thought. And then when it does occur, you're not sitting there hesitating or freaking out or reacting with emotions. You're reacting with decision, because that's what you said beforehand, that you were going to do this if it does that. It's if this then that, that's being conditional. You want to be conditional when you're looking at this stuff. You don't want to just be like, okay, it went up, I have to sell. Oh, it went down, I'm going to buy. Don't do that. Have a plan in place. Yeah, buyers are still present. This is the previous day demand. Again, guys, previous day high supply, previous day low demand. I know it's a little large, but they are still holding it with a higher low. Like I said, you're going to want to be looking kind of towards this higher low angle that we're seeing right now. And they're still building off of it, so they have not killed the buyers yet. Also, we haven't really exited range yet. We still have pre-market high above us. Today's open above us. We still have previous day low demand. Pre-market low below us. So, we got a lot of levels. Crater. Kind of looks like AMD's trying to base build, but high to low golden pocket is in the way. Good call out by Matty Ice. Mike says consolidation. Yep, consolidation would be good for buyers here. Which we have a little bit of that from the end of Friday and the early part of today. Again, don't be shy. Be sure to drop any updates if you guys want. Say hi, ask questions, drop a like on today's stream, or share the stream around. It definitely helps the channel out a ton. Right now, we're just kind of monitoring really a bunch of different things. We've been looking at all kinds of charts this morning. I know a lot of you guys are probably watching Boeing. I know D-Touch is. Boeing actually looks better for buyer risk reward here off of the 198/200 area until we see something else. For a bit after this candle occurred, I was very bearish still. But then we made this candle, and it's like, maybe some short-term buyers can show up until we see a break of this low. So I'd be very careful on Boeing. The risk reward is just not there for more sellers until we see just really more information. But you could get a nice buyer move off 198/200. Tesla slowdown. Yeah, look at that. look at this on the 3-minute. Okay, my bad. I'll go 2. The only reason I'm not on the 2 or the 3, by the way, is just because of personal preference. I just personally don't look at them. You know, it has nothing to do with that. It's not like they're bad time frames, but if this is something you focus on, stick with it, you know, and that's why you see me just stay with what I focus on, you know, so good on you. But I am happy to look at what you're looking at. Oh yeah, you can easily see. Big buyer candle. Another one. Big buyer candle. They're just doing like what we're seeing on the 5 and the 1 minute too. Just seeing good sellers take this down to the previous day low demand and try to break that higher low trend that's been sitting there from the end of Friday to the early parts of today. But we're just seeing them still hold this. So it might not be very easy to see, but buyers are still present. As ugly as it is. I actually want to see the 1 minute. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, a little bit of a little morning star, kind of bullish engulfing sitting there. A hammer. Which, if y'all had any idea what Leland was working on. Added on the fib, MMM beat down with that juicy dividend. Damn, if XLE pops that high, it could really get going. That's weird to say, like, every time I approach the energy chart, I'm always like, yeah, I'm pretty bullish on this, and it could probably go more. And then every time, it doesn't fail to surprise. I'd say probably my favorite energy chart is ET, because this thing just straight up goes up all the time. It doesn't really care. It's just a slow grinder up. I prefer anybody, if you watch that, to look at it on the weekly. But XOM is probably the best set up energy chart, in my opinion. CVX is good as well. They're pretty much the same exact TA, but I didn't like the positioning of CVX in comparison to XOM based on their own charts. But CVX looks really good. I like the potential higher low. You got a little inverse head and shoulder look to it. Higher low holding above a good old area where it was demand, rejected, turned to supply, held this demand again, possibly seeing a midterm / hidden retest hold after a full term retest. So very bullish. But really just liking it as long as it holds 150 basically. 150's break, we pretty much flip our bias on that short term, or just wait. But good looks here, same thing, but pretty much at the 102, 101 mark on the XOM chart. I like this one a lot too. I like the energy charts. Those are starting to pick up a lot more. Starting to experience a lot better forward-looking charts is what I should say. They have a good look for possibly going up soon. Daku gets movement, but haven't traded that. They do get good movement. That's a very good... Yeah, I don't know if I've traded them either, but I remember them always popping up on like scanners back in the day just because they move a lot. See, they compress. Small, 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 big, 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 big. Small, 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 small. It compresses with small candles and then explodes. Compresses, explodes. Compresses, potentially exploding. That's a very large movement. PayPal's off and running. Good looks. Yeah, they hit our little mark right here. They hit the mark of marks. But yeah, they're above previous day high. Good little single candle retest breakout. They're just under the 60 mark. Good looks on that sand dollar. Noxta posted this last week, and I still like it. It's been sitting in my mind like all weekend. But I know this is about to have earnings, but as a hammer holding a pretty strong level on the weekly, and if this just has any kind of positive hold over 220, 222 over the course of this week, that'll be very good sign for buyers in the potential future. My bad, Mel. You're probably still looking at MU. Nice dump from those highs. We'll see if they hold under, but right now they're holding above today's open. So we need you need another break of that. We'll see what they get. SPY still fighting the kind of high 507s, low 508s. Looks like Tesla cooled off a little bit. Fair enough. I mean, they did literally just fly up for like 30 minutes uncontested, so fair enough, fair enough. Microsoft showed a lot better signs of life here in the last 30 minutes compared to the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the day. And they're back above previous day low, Friday's low. So that's a good sign. Apple also just kind of grinding up. It hasn't really retaken anything, so nothing to really note there. And yeah, sorry if I'm talking too fast. If you guys need me to repeat anything, please just ask. I have been known to just speak faster than light. Might lose PDC. Another hammer. I swear if another hammer holds this area. Be sure to leave a like on the stream. I appreciate that, D-Touch. AMD rejecting the high to low golden pocket. Maddie said losing PDC. They're fighting for it. You were correct on that one. In the trade floor Discord, Noxus said PanW having a crazy recovery day. And yes, they are. Wow. Wow, this is a beautiful chart for practicing supply and demand. Just like short term, like right here. This is where it reversed from. This is the low of the move. That's the top of the last red candle. So that would be your short-term demand. You can see they actually gapped down under it, and that's where they're retaking from. Very interesting. That would have been hard to take a play on. You'd have had to have been like playing off of that fact. The break of 290s, that could have been your trigger. Damn, that's clean. I love when I see charts like that, though. They just have like a good, like, kind of like rally, slow down, rally, slow down, rally, slow down, rally, slow down, right? And it's just building good higher lows. And then they have a crazy earnings move or some news or catalyst comes out or somebody's like, hey, they're doing bad or we don't like their stock or blah, 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 and they fall, right? Fall or rise. That's when you see good price action and great opportunity trade because it reacts to what your price history is, you know. So if you have, you know, demand here or supply here, it reacts a certain way. Like right here, this would be your supply. Because you got your high to the open of the last green candle before the breakdown. That would be the high. So that's probably where they're working towards, this gap fill as well as that supply. So maybe they won't do this every time in one day, but it just gives you good price history to trade off of. So maybe we'll leave that and we'll see how they do. But very interesting chart. SPY still just basing. It's kind of the trend of this morning. SPY basing, SPY basing, SPY basing. SPY still basing. And previous day low demand. anybody's looking at Boeing for potential swings, one of my good long-term friends, Chef, just posted a strong reversal potential here. This is something back in the day me and Chef would call a trend change swing. Looks like he's in the 20250 calls. Snow will be a good long-term hold. I'm genuinely just asking because I just want to know what kind of people I have in here. What are some of your? You don't have to name just one. If you can name of just one, please do. If you can think of a couple, that's also good. But what are some companies you truly believe in, or some things you have shares of, or something you really believe in? What is a company that you think of when you think of something you believe in? You know, a lot of people will probably be like, "Oh, Apple," because they have $1 bajillion and they'll never go under. Some people will say Microsoft. Some people will say Costco. Some people will say Boeing. Which, if you say that, I would laugh. PayPal. So, you know, everybody say something different. Netflix, energy stocks. But what is the stock you truly believe in? What is something you love long term? I feel like it always speaks about who you are as a person too a little bit. You know, are you a safe and progressive kind of person? Or are you this kind of person? You know, just choosing a certain type of stock might say a lot about you. By the way, coin is up more. Oh my. CAVA and Walmart. Ooh. Okay, those aren't bad. I didn't say, Maddie, I didn't say tell me something you're stuck in. I said tell me something you believe in. He said, shoot me in the face. I got a Rivian bag of shares. Need them to lower cost of production like last year. My friend has been real interested in Rivian lately because of the Amazon deal. Oh, you do believe. Okay, you do believe. My bad. I didn't mean to attack you. I do believe one day. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll tell you this. If you're stuck in any of these like random vehicle stocks, that's one of the ones I wouldn't be worried about. Like that's one of the few I don't think I'd be worried about because of the companies and people that back it. Now, if you were sitting here telling me you were stuck in shares of like Neo or something, I would say there's a lot more risk to it because of what you're involved in. But because of you saying Rivian, I don't know. I feel like that's not a bad one. I feel like I would also believe in it too. I don't have any shares of Rivian, but I do believe in Rivian in the long term. I think they're one of the ones that will survive. Let's look at Rivian. Like, Fox Spy, right? Ooh, damn, they're through the floor. Let's pretend I haven't charted this before. Oh, new low. Ooh, new all-time low. Ooh. Copium. Okay, so let's mark all-time high. I'm gonna mark. I don't know why I marked that. I have this like weird addiction of seeing an open of a candle and I mark it. I don't know why. I don't know why I marked that. But good breakdown of that. Crackdown. Nothing really here to go off of on the monthly. I'm literally just gonna keep the all-time high mark and that's it. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, let's go to the daily. Yeah, I just got to start from wherever they last were. So we need to go to either the weekly or the daily and draw the low of demand here. So I feel like we should probably do the weekly because there's probably going to be a lot larger of an area of info there, whereas the daily it won't be as big. So we have the low of the move before the reversal up to the top of the last red candle. So that's all of this, right? So let's add that to like what 2026. It'll probably be a while. We'll go to the daily now. Now we can focus on this. So really, this is all we got. This is all we can really go off of. If you want to mark the gap fill, if you want to mark where they broke down from before the gap down and the lower high trend was created before the big kicker here, that's awesome. Risk reward though, I'd have to see a lot more here before I'm getting in. That's crazy. Justin, Nancy Pelosi just bought Palo Alto Network calls worth up to $1.25 million. Is that a meme, VC, or is that real? I know the page that sent it, but sometimes they do that too. And it could also be Photoshop. Is that real? Is she really in 1.25 million? Huh. I'm not really surprised. It's just that's pretty awesome. Good for Nancy, I guess. That is real. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, they even look. Leland even sent the so this is what I was asking. Meme. And then here's Leland sending the confirmation of yes, this is a 100% real thing. Bro, when Trend Spider's posting it, you know it's real. That's wild. The world we live in. Like, yeah, taxes suck. Yeah, some of the laws don't make sense. Some of our laws are backwards. You know, people go to jail for things that they probably shouldn't go for, and some people don't go to jail for things they definitely should go to jail for. But then you got this, man. You got your own Congress. You know, the people who are supposed to be directing us and moving us in the right direction. The people we put into power. Buying shares and I don't know, long puts on things, and like, I don't know, it blows my mind the things we see. Like, and I know it's all part of the real world and get over it, grow up, blah blah blah, all that crap. But at the same time, it's like, when does this get out of hand? I can't even say it. It sounds so fucked up. When does this get out of hand? Like, at what point do one of these representatives or somebody in Congress go, you know what? I know something about war is about to happen, and then war happens, and then they do something about it. Like, this technically already happened with the whole Ukraine thing. Like, half of our people in Congress, Republican and Democrat, I hope everybody remembers this. It's not just one side of the ball. Both sides of the ball basically got into, like, Lockheed Martin plays and Boeing and just defense stocks and RTX and all that. And the next thing you know, bam, Ukraine's invaded. Bam, all these stocks are flying through the roof. Exponential gains are being had. All of us are jumping in late when the basing starts. That should be illegal. That should be wrong. That should be beyond illegal. And it's not like it's hidden anywhere. You can see these filings. These aren't things that only funds and people with a lot of money can see. Like, you and me can go download this stuff legally and look at, okay, look, this is when she bought, this is when she sold. So it's not like this is some ghost chase. No, like, there's a paper trail. There's an actual trail here. So it's just weird, and it's just random thoughts. I'm not actually, like, holding an opinion or belief on this, but that should be illegal. I think everyone agrees. It's not like some weird, offhanded, off-topic opinion. I think everybody agrees with this. But that's just crazy. And that's really what I mean, Matty Clams. He said it is illegal, and yes, it is. But like he said, like, actually convicting, actually seeing some prosecution of people who are doing this, like, you shouldn't be able to do this and still be part of our Congress, especially. Not just is that breaking the law, but you should also be taken out of your, seat of power. I just don't understand that. I don't know. It's like we're living in back in the times of, like, knighthood. Like, this is crazy. I just look into chat for 5 seconds. Green Candlestick said, would like... Wait. Oh, Leland said, let's all fight back and short it. Green Candlestick replies, would like to, but her trading picks are too good. Heard she has both BB courses. Shut up, kiss ass. No, that's funny, though. I would love to fight it, but she would win. Because you gotta remember, like, it's not just her. Like, I'm sure they have friends and stuff. Like, they don't just trade alone. Is PayPal still going up? $10? Nice. Oh, okay, yeah. Almost at 60. That was weird. I went over that Boeing analysis and then Chef tagged me. I was like, what the fuck? It's like crazy timing. New low. Oh, you're probably talking about MU. Oh, no, you're not. You're probably talking about SPY. And yes, we do have a new low, by the way, everybody. SPX and SPY put in a new low of day, which has not occurred yet. Haven't had that happen in a minute. They just kept like pushing it, wicking, pushing it, wicking, pushing it, wicking. This is probably our strongest new low as well. So I would definitely say sellers have shown up a lot more than they previously have based on that one simple fact. But we'll see. You have a couple stocks still moving up as well. I see Tesla still doing well, holding its high. Or holding near it as well. Alright, so we have sellers taking it lower to 507.50. This doesn't really do anything for them still. But it is a good sign that, hey, sellers are a little bit more present than they were when everyone's looking here, they dump it. When everyone's looking here, they dumped it. So they're taking out people's sentiment shortly over time. And then maybe over time they're basing, they'll hold some higher lows and they'll work back up. Or by the end of that time, we will see them breaking and making new lows and flooding under the pre-market low. Either way, I would say that fits into either scenario. I mean, look at the GameStop / Robinhood stuff. SEC literally was like, F this, we're not going to investigate. Oh, yeah, they're like, we're just going to investigate all the stuff that doesn't matter, and then we're going to allow Netflix to make a movie about this. Which y'all should watch that. That GameStop movie was actually kind of good. Surprisingly. I actually was kind of a hater on it before it came out, and then it came out, and I was like, alright, it's actually pretty good. I was surprised how many big actors they scored too. They had like every important position of that movie was a big actor. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Yo, I told y'all to go watch The Hummingbird Project. Who's all seen that yet? Or who hasn't seen it yet, I should ask. Definitely should watch The Hummingbird Project. That is such a good stock market related type movie. It's not 100% about it, but it has it in there a little bit. But very, very, very cool movie. Tesla high of day. Bro, Tesla's chart is on crack. You watched? Oh, good stuff, Maddie. That wasn't your first time, right? Or was it? I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure you're one of the people joking with us. Mike. That's what the Tesla haters are probably wanting to print out on the news feed. Oh, first time in 5+ years. Okay, nice. You had a really good refresher then. You're just like, wow, this movie's actually like pretty accurate. This kind of reminds me of like today's world. You know, besides like the piles of trash piling. Oh wait, that's happening. You know, besides all the other stuff going on in that movie. The only thing missing from that movie to our real world is our president holding a machine gun in the air. That would be pretty cool. Wait, why would that be cool? What's that actor's name? The president in that movie? We actually need to like try that. Like just see like what could this guy do for our country for 4 years and just give him power and see what he does. Let's just see if it's like the movie or not. No, not Alexander Skarsgård. I'm talking about the president from Idiocracy. It's the Old Spice guy. The dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I can never think of his name. Oh, Terry Crews. Terry Crews. There we go. Yeah, we need to let Terry Crews be the president for like 4 years and just see what happens. I mean, we had Trump and Biden as president. Why not? Let's just try it out. We had both of those dudes as president. Let's just try it out. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens. What's the worst? You know, what's the worst that could happen? What, everybody gets addicted to smelling good? Terry Crews could be the best president we ever had. We just don't know it. Yeah, probably not, Maddie. You're probably right. Probably disregarded it 100%. I even messaged him again saying to watch it. Alright, well, Spy's kind of boring, not gonna lie. Let's go back to, like, I don't know, anything else. IWM looks pretty cool. You guys want to watch IWM? IWM higher lows are holding previous day highs. Alright, let's see what we got going here. Damn, Tesla back to 200. I just watched that movie last night too. Hey, okay. High five, Zaya. Let's go. Wait, which one, Zaya? Idiocracy or Hummingbird Project? Because either one I'm hyped about you watching. I'm more confused myself on which one you're talking about. So would I then redraw the fib to the new point of slowdown in the 50% of those? Man, one of these people going through my course. Sorry, I was typing so much. He went through my course this weekend because he got lifetime with this like special thing we did this past week, and then he got the course because he heard that I was gonna do a bunch of events in March, and so he wanted to get caught up on the course ASAP. And then he he's like at the retest part, and right now he's like messaging me going, I'm not gonna say who this is, but he's going over some stuff. And he was looking at the midterm retest type, and he's like going over the breakdowns and how like the he just covered Tesla, and this is like one of his first times looking at this. He just covered Tesla's midterm retest point, and then he saw the breakout and the continuation. He was like going over the game plan. It's like the cleanest example I've ever seen. But he's like doing it in real time. Like he showed me before it kept going up. He showed me after. Pretty cool. Putting the lessons to work, and he literally just finished it. Now you're good, Zaya. Idiocracy? Okay. Yeah, that movie's pretty funny. Nice, he's on the right track. That's dope. Yeah, 100%. I don't know if he's in stream or not, but either way, he's doing great. In the right direction, at least. What's up, Mel? How was your weekend, Mel? Apple made a new low of day. Not a good sign. One of the top weights of the market falling. Microsoft is still holding though, so seeing a little counteracting there. Nvidia also working up higher. Amazon or AMD still basing. Tesla still near the highs. Amazon also pulling back. Meta pulling back to the lows. Remember what we talked about? A break of 482 could be a very bad thing for this chart. We're looking for a break of low of yesterday. That's already happened in the pre-market. So now we're really just watching under pre-market lows right now. But Meta under those 482s, not a good sign for buyers. Google taking a nice dip lower. That's really what we're looking for Meta to do. I want to see Meta at 475 this week. See if we get that though. SPY making new lows. Finally getting some movement. Hopefully we get some more here. Sorry, all the typing. I said SPY moving lower into Friday's low demand. Loss of 507.50 is not good for buyers though. And if we get a loss of 406.89, which is the PML, this is a good sign for sellers if this happens soon. Which we just got a nice move to the downside. So, yeah, probably getting a touch of that at least. Yeah, I mean, it was really just watching today's open. Today's open was really kind of the big sign. If you go back in the stream, I mentioned it about 100 times because, again, that's really like our first initial sign of direction. You know, if I get a good push to be above that, I'm looking at whatever's next. If I get a good break under that, I'm looking at whatever's next. So even if you weren't in puts or actually shorting anything, it was just nice to see who's holding control from where. So, very strong. Jeez, dude. Coin is on something else today. What's everyone looking at? You guys looking at SPY with me, or you guys looking at something else? I can watch whatever. Meta is actually getting buyers during this, surprisingly. Tesla slowing down. Nvidia is still under today open. AMD slowed down a little bit. Apple kept moving lower, which is a very bad sign for the market. If Microsoft was doing that exact move at the exact same time, making new lows towards 407.40s, we would probably be down at least 0.5% on SPY today. Already. Which that could still happen, I'm just saying. Could have already happened by now, too. Starting to look better for sellers if buyers do not pick it up towards the bottom of this area here. Cost trading at all-time high. SPY per usual. Looking at SPY. Your outputs at puts at 54%. Good stuff, Susan. Looks like Sand Dollar also got out for 60% plus gains. Good stuff, Sand Dollar and Susan. Maddie said, I've got Apple hitting the low of day demand from last Wednesday. So there is something there. Good looks, Maddie. Yeah, King Carnage actually, I know you can't see it, but this is the King Carnage chart as well. I decided to just add the levels to this because since we're at all-time highs, I can just keep charting new levels on it. So I haven't needed emerging candles as much lately. And that's the great thing about my system, is that it's not all totally reliant on emerging candles. Everyone seems to think that's like the only level that we draw. There's also pre-market, there's previous day. And if you're going to be up at all-time highs, psychological levels. So, even without, you know, a million emerging candles being around us, it's still a very clean chart. We're still able to break down the chart exactly how we need to. But if we ever get that pullback too, you know, down under the old all-time highs, we'll definitely be seeing a lot of emerging candles be tested, both by buyer and seller. And yeah, today's probably going to bore a lot of people. We don't have a lot of economic information coming out either. At least not as important. Now, this is an important week, though. Thursday and Friday, you guys definitely got to be here. Got a lot of news coming out on those days for the market, so probably going to get some movement then. And yeah, Sand Dollar and Susan, be sure to post your trade review. It's really good to kind of have that before, during, and after effect, so make sure you get that review in for the after. Good stuff, Sand Dollar. How did you just post it as I was saying it? Good job posting already, Creator and Matty Ice. Ah, Maddie, I see what you're saying. I see what you're doing. Yeah, not amazing movement for it, but you see what we're saying though. And see, you know what my big thing is, Maddie, and maybe I'll have to do more calls for this on like Lifetime or something. I don't know, just anything. But it's the risk. You know, the person who's risking $800 on the trade, you're risking $80 on. If you both lose 55 or 50%, let's just say 50%. I don't know why I'm trying to make that hard on myself. But 50%, you know, you're only losing $40. What's that person losing? 400. And we're all human, so I think we all know damn well we're not going to be buying just one contract. You know, a lot of people, once they get into trading and they feel confident, they buy multiple. You know, so you're going to be buying like 4 of those $80 contracts. So what's that? 360. So what's that? 180 as your 50% loss, right? What's theirs? 10. So 4,000. So what's half of that? 2,000. So that's pretty big difference in between using, you know, 4K and what, 400. So
The risk reward makes sense, and that's really what it is. Like I said before, it's a bigger bang for your buck. It's cost efficient, and yes, it does rely on good entries. That's the whole point of it. This isn't meant for someone who's just guessing at the chart. So I like to see you trying at it. I like to see you reviewing it and kind of just going over it with yourself. That's good. Oh my gosh, Garden Trader. Garden Trader just posted a really awesome trade review in the results and review channel. Sand just gifted a trading membership on YouTube. SF got it too. Aloha. That's a very, very good one, Sand That was gifted to someone who's here every single morning, every single day. That was probably one of the best ones that you could have donated to. I don't even call her by her name. Her name's Aloha. Yeah, 100%, and still watching that contract move with SPY right now. Good stuff, Maddie. I like to see that. That's what it takes, man. People always wonder, like, how do you become a strong trader? It's being able to visual. And I'm not saying, like, I know this is how. Like, I'm just saying this is how we truly go after it in our community is being consistent really does revolve being, one, in tune with your system as well as with being in tune with yourself. You know, you got to trust your system. You got to know it's good. You got to be confident. And you have to be able to visualize what's in front of me. Like, if it breaks this level, what is it doing here? What is it doing there? What's this pattern? What's that? What's this? You know, being able to break down everything in front of you, but also not wasting your time. Exactly. Mental trade. Show up even when you don't want to. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know, the trading memberships like the one Sandler just gifted are gifted at random. Nobody actually can, like, I can't type into chat and be like, gift green candlestick. Like, I can't do that. It's all random. So just so everybody knows, that is always random. It's just how YouTube's set up, sadly. I wish you could click who. Step by step over the long haul. 100% Julian. I'm a mental trading god. And look, buyers showing up in this demand. We have a little bit of an inside bar on the 5 minutes. Anybody see that? That's crazy. Smokes. Is Jay here? I don't know if Jay's here or not. It's crazy seeing Smokes the Tokes post in my chat because that's somebody who is around me before this chat existed too. And he's still trading his ass off. He just made like 1K on futures. Ooh, Daffy posted. Man, I am tired. He said dunk your donuts, Chief. For 2 times I read that as drink your donuts, Chief. And I was like, what is what? Sand Dollar, you must have had a good ass day, man. Sand Dollar always showing his appreciation. What a legend though, man. Thank you for that, seriously. Cause you didn't have to do that at all. 20 minutes on 2-year note. Oh yeah, 2-year note news coming out. Which isn't really as important as like the 7 coming out or even the not the 7, what the hell am I saying? The 10-year or the 30-year notes coming out, but it is still somewhat important. So we could see some short-term movement on that, but good notice by Eric letting us know that in 10 minutes some pretty big news could move the market a little bit. So this could be what pushes you guys through the pre-market low. This could also be what holds this base and sends price back up to the top of the range as we see it right now. Full retest of the open range breakout here, looking for follow through. That's what Maddie says. Sandler said we like the 7s. No, I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying in relation to the other ones. Like I always say, I watch the 10-year. I probably should start watching a mix of the 10 and 30. I personally only look at them at the daily though. So, and the note auctions are all short-term movement anyway. But sometimes that short-term movement turns into a trend. So. He said Smoky Nitros can't be stopped. Ooh, good post on IWM, Maddie. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. It's like, damn, is this gonna ever like get a move off of it or what? Like it looks good, but it just keeps doing this and it like almost takes the confidence out of it. Alright, we should get some movement soon, guys, I promise. It's gonna happen soon. Most likely, if you're going off probability, you're most likely gonna get a breakdown. But keep in mind you are still above pre-market low. Tesla trying for another high day after putting in a higher low. Good looks be Ferg. Keeps getting rejected though, is also what he added on that. Do you guys think a lot of people woke up today for trading? Do you guys think some people just kind of like took the day off and disregarded the Monday? In terms of the market, I mean, sure, people have work and stuff. Moving the market today. Ongoing buying activity is fueled by a fear of missing out on further gains, participants taking profits in mega caps which have led the recent gains, and treasury yields holding steady in front of the 2 treasury auctions today. Set a picture of that in the chat if anybody wants to reread that on their own. Worked my tail off Saturday and Sunday so I could be up 6 a.m. for today's market movers. Sandollar, do you just do your own notes, or is there a certain area people can watch for your information, or do you just do this on your own and then you just share in here as it's happening? What's your process? For anybody who might want to catch some of that TA. Yeah, if you guys have a membership or some sort of access to the chat, I would definitely make sure you're watching Game Plans and Levels channel all the time. There's all kinds of swings posted, all kinds of levels, watch list, information. A lot of really good posts by members on the trade floor, too. Alright, notes about to come out. News coming out in less than 10 seconds.
I gather notes from across the globe, and if I had more time last night, I would have telegraphed Riot, PayPal, and FedEx for my plate this week. Panda B shares I bought last week was from my breakfast with fellow investors I meet once a month. Visiting down here in South Texas for another week, then back to Dallas, San Diego in April. Oh, that's pretty cool. Damn, $100. Okay. Today's Monday, right? Yeah. Benny just said, just ordered a very loud alarm clock because I slept through the first 30, so I feel you. That's funny. Good morning, guys. Didn't think there was a stream today. Yeah, my bad, Fake Mojo. I literally posted a schedule, and then I went against it, like, literally the first day. That's on me, Mojo. Good morning, though. Good morning. Good to see you. Right now we're watching SPY breakdown. The only thing really holding us up right now is the pre-market low and the previous day low demand. But, again, a break of 506.89 can bring us down to lower levels. If we end up holding this pre-market low in this previous day low demand area, very good chance we base out, and then maybe towards halfway or end of lunchtime we have a nice move to the upside, or maybe towards the end of the day we have a nice move to the upside. We'll see. Those are kind of the two bigger scenarios in front of us. And yeah, welcome everybody. Be sure to drop a like on today's stream. If you want to go back in and tune in on some of the game plans or some of the conversations we had, be my guest. We were pretty talkative for most of today's stream. I didn't even realize it was already 10:30. Moving pretty well though. The pacing of today's price action isn't that fast, but what we're doing is pretty good. I mean, we basically just held and broke down under today's open, got a good retest away from today's open, made it down to the pre-market low, and now right now we're kind of in a scenario where we're either going to break down under PML and continue this slow pacing sell-off. Maybe it picks up under PML.
A continued amount of basing here would be a very good sign for buyers to potentially get them back up to today's open, but still doesn't really show any, crazy move, but we'll see. The one cool mover was IWM. They had a really nice move early on this morning, but since then they've just been building higher lows, holding this base. So, I mean, should be bullish as long as it's holding this base here, but good breakdown can happen, of course. We've had breakdowns of Apple and Microsoft. A good mover earlier on was AMD. Since then, they've just kind of been basing. Tesla was a really, really good mover. You can see they've done a very good job pacing up over 4% today. And then Coin, of course, was the bigger mover today. Huge move. Google made a pretty good move too. I didn't mention that, but it did make a pretty insane move today to the downside. I know some people are watching Boeing for the bigger time frame risk reward for longs. A breakdown of 200 is not a good sign. Cost continuously making new all-time highs. We're just going to clean that chart. What's the point of charting it? It's just going to keep going up. We'll chart when it slows down. Let's see. If it does slow down, though, let's see where it sits. We'll come back to that when it's time. Triple Q is getting some nice buyer movement, causing some short-term buying in SPY as well. There it is, Tesla new high of day. Great call out by B Ferg. He's been updating that one continuously. Matty I said IWM got me excited there for about 30 whole seconds. Yeah, she'll do that. That's probably where most of our triple Q movement's coming from, is Tesla. We'll see what else happens though. If you guys are watching anything in particular, feel free to share. I've just kind of been jumping around. I've been looking at SPY and all kinds of different individual tickers. Looks like Apple's reacting to the 180.74 level so far. Buyers since then. See if that continues or not. Microsoft got close to that level below, but it looks like they're trying to hold the other day's low. Looks like Friday and Thursday low. Can't tell which one that was. Damn, did you just at me in YouTube chat? That's kind of cool looking. CPNG, what is that? Consumer discretionary. Alright, so it's an XLY. It serves the Korean retail market. Mobile applications, internet websites. Alright, I just need to know what the hell it is. See the daily. Go to the monthly. Well, I'll give you this. If you go to the monthly, they're holding the demand of the monthly time frame, but it's not a strong demand because you don't have much of an impulse move here, so I'd also mark the top of that. That was also way back here. You know, not everyone likes to do this, but if you're someone who's like me and you hate drawing like your zones, and then you have this gap there and you want to draw the gap too, you can also just go to the color, click more, click HSV, go to transparency, and increase it even more. And if it really does bother you, you can make it like almost invisible, so it's not really in the way. So you're still focused on the important information, but you still have like, oh, okay, well, it almost filled the gap. Now it's at the bottom of the gap. Like, you can still watch it without watching it, if that makes sense. Because I know that could bother me sometimes. But I will say this. It looks like a big part of the impulse move, the first move, buyer move, has slowed down immensely. Not only have they gone up to the next range, the next zone where this supply is, they also almost filled this gap in this first move. Also, there's a bearish kicker here. This opened entirely under the previous day's open and close, which is a very strong candle. But I wouldn't say this is anything to fear yet. You're more or less just seeing this as like kind of a first sign. You'll probably see more range trading in here first. And regardless of going up or down furthermore, they'll probably give you a little bit more information first before breaking it down or continuing higher. So pretty famous thing to do after a rally or impulse move like this. An impulse move in my book is where you have you're basing your slowdown, your reversal, whatever happens here, and then your first move up. So in the future, the high of this first move is going to be very important to watch. I don't really know much else about this company though. And if you were talking about the smaller time frames, I don't know if I'd be focusing on this one for smaller time frame trading, but bigger time frame trading looks like it was all right. I didn't even check the options chain, so you might also want to review that. God. Some of my friends are some retards. Watch Leland's reversal pattern on Apple. Oh, watching Leland's reversal pattern on Apple. I was like, what did Leland say? Tesla tickled 201. Nice. Good call out by Mike. Apple trying to create a base at that 180 level since January. Oh, yeah, that bigger time frame. I was like, what is he talking about? Yeah, no, that it looks insane. This is the chart I've had on here for a long time now. I've just left it the same, and this was back when it was we charted it when it was kind of over here, and then it kind of fell down, hit demand. Everyone was confused if it was going to continue or not, so we drew all this. Went past all this, held old supply, went up, almost made a new all-time high, came back down, rejected the all-time high supply though. Rejected with the lower high, came down, made another lower high. It's funny too because you take a fib from here to here and you can see really good moves under a golden pocket, really good moves under halfway point. Happens here too. If you go from the first major move, they do it from here too. They go back above it, they reject some good levels. I mean, nothing crazy there, and they come back down instantly. Hammered it the very next day. That wick took the rest of that move on the next fib. Rejected from that same fib. Now they're kind of back where they started. I probably even need to... Oops, not that one. That one. Probably need to extend this so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But yeah, no, they've been basing here. This is where they fell from initially. This is where they caught support before they made their first impulse move. They failed to get over that first impulse move. Made a lower high. They're back down here again. But 1, 2, 3, 4, almost a fifth major test of this area. So yeah, very, very, very relevant when talking about Apple. Between 180 and about 182. Apple trying to create... Okay, yeah. Alright, let's zoom in on SPY. See what's happening here. Guys, who is aware of the Buy the Dip setup? Who all knows that Buy the Dip setup? Who's all gone through the YouTube channel playlist, just in general? If you go to playlist here and you click on... Where are we at? Base build by the dip strategy. Very important playlist. Very good fundamentals on price action. A lot of people like to talk about how they know price action and stuff, and they're just all talk. I promise you, you go through some of my stuff and you'll have a good understanding of how price action should work, the order it should go in. Of course, there are days where it doesn't go in the right order, and of course, that is going to play into your plan or against your plan, depending on how you're trading. But it's just good to be aware of how price action should trade. You know, when you see a base, when you see it hold a higher low, when you see it do this, when you see it do that, you know, what should it do and what shouldn't it do, you know, and then going off of that fact with your risk reward, you know, putting yourself in a part of the chart where if it does go against you, well, you're not totally screwed. So it's just good to know. But I would definitely go through the playlist I have. We have a Fibs playlist. We have a Road to this is probably the best playlist to click on, Road to Consistency. It has 21 videos in it, but it has all of the best videos that I believe everybody should go through. And I even put them in order, so if you want to go in order, you can. Some of the videos are from recent, some of these are from this year, some of these are from 3 years ago. It just kind of depends on what the topic is and what is it covering. I don't see order of operations in here. Save to playlist. Road to Consistency. There it is. Order of operations, though. That's the video I would watch if you have not already. Tesla is on beast mode. It is definitely 202. They're headed to the next area. Crazy movement. But you can see what I mean, though. This is how price action is supposed to work. Like, it won't always work like this, but this is how you should see bulls take a supply. Like, this is a supply. They push it, they react to it, right? This is like an impulse movement to the downside. They react to it, okay, whatever. They go up, they fail again. Okay, that's a very strong signal by bears saying, yeah, we're still in control. Then what? But bulls hold a higher low. Very good sign. And they make a new high, confirming all of this is, in fact, for bullish consolidation. Which is pretty cool to see that. Yeah, very nice post though. Beefberg, you are all over that today, man. Good stuff. Ulta is the most insane mover of the last month, I swear. Excuse me. Apple and Microsoft looking real similar. Good call out by Mike. He also said BA held retaking 201 at the moment. If Apple can pop above recent lower high, watch for potential trend change. Good looks, Maddie. Looks like a couple of you guys are looking at the top tech stocks. Let's go check out our XLK chart. When we previously looked at it, we saw a hammer holding. It looks like since then we got one really nice good impulse move. Came back down. We held above the hammer again. Moved up again. And here we are kind of at the highs of today. BA held. Mel said PDC. Mel's looking at previous day close. Good looks, Mel. The positional awareness is on point, Mel. Man, where is the time going today? Time is flying. I'm going back to IWM. This is actually, do you guys remember when I posted IWM on my weekly watch list? This is where it was struggling to hold above, and this is where it could have moved beyond 200 to 205s. Here it is holding it again and actually moving off of this. So, I mean, this is a very good sign for small caps to potentially make it to 204, 205s. Potentially. I mean, of course, it could break down like it did the first time and come right back down. But guys, it's 11. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Thank you guys for tuning in on a Monday, too. I know it's pretty hard for a lot of us to do, and Mondays are just, you know, a lot harder to get into the week because Mondays suck. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for dropping a like on today's stream, joining me. Thank you for being here for yourself more than anything. It's just good routine, good habit to put yourself into. It's like making your bed, you know, just good habits can give you a good potential future. And it's just, honestly, it's just good to be in that mindset of progression. It's not good to think about all the other junky bullshit that doesn't matter. Don't be on social media as much. I highly recommend not paying attention to 50 different, you know, opinions every other day. I genuinely believe that'll throw off a lot of you. A lot of you guys are smart. Quit thinking that you need to focus on other people's opinions. You guys can form your own. You guys are very smart. A lot of you have really, really good intuition. I just think you need to trust yourselves more. Focus on a system. Doesn't matter if it's mine. Doesn't matter if it's some dude on the internet. I don't care whose strategy you're using. I don't care if it's your own. I don't care what it is. Focus on it and stick to it. Believe in it. Live by it. Die by it. But I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys again. Love you all. And I hope to see you guys later. And yeah, Spy is rejecting under previous day close. Good call out by VC. Good rejection here from Mel. He talked about the previous day close. And we are pulling back down. Really, still haven't really gotten the bigger breakout of today's trend, but we are still maintaining bears in control from the open. But in all, we are still in range. You have PML, you have PMH, and of course, the today's open still kind of struggling for resistance. But I'll see you guys later on. Thank you guys again.